of all, congratulations, and congratulations on all the success the film is having at all the festivals. Let's just start with, well, I have to, with TIFF. What an amazing reception.
It was just, it was really beautiful, and I'm so grateful with the Toronto Film Festival. It's my first film was launched there. And I was so courageous of the film festival to have my little Mexican comedy as part of a gala in 1991. And that, in a way, the Toronto Film Festival is irresponsible that I'm still working. And then, like the Y Tu Mamá También was pretty much launched in Toronto. Now it's Gravity. So I'm a Children of Men. So I'm very grateful with the festival.
Well, we're always happy to have you, so keep them coming. You have to promise now, right? Okay. This is unbelievable. When I saw it, I had seen it a few weeks. They had screened it pre-TIFF. Alfonso, I felt like I needed a tank of air after. I could not breathe. Have you always been interested in space? Was this something that you've always, even as a kid, was just fascinated
Yeah, as a
with?
kid, I was, I'm from the generation who saw the man stepping on the moon for the first time. So when I was a kid, I was just following the program, and I was so fascinated by the whole thing. Obviously, I wanted to be an astronaut. Soon I learned that was not going to be the case, but and I wanted to be a director, and I said, well, one day I'll do a space film. And I ended up doing Gravity.
Yeah, and your son, you worked with your son on this, who came up with the idea, who co-wrote with you. What was it like to have that relationship on that level with him?
Well, it's fantastic just because he's a great writer. So our relationship is two writers working together. And there's no other hierarchy when we're working, It's just two writers working together. I have the extra benefit that he's a grown-up, so he never writes, he never phones. So when we're working together, I get to hang out with him more often.
Very nice. And then you get the, you guys finish up the script, and I have to imagine that you were scared to death to start shooting this, I would think.
Well, I don't know if scared is the word, because I'm too irresponsible to be scared like that. But it was this weird thing in which, in one hand, we kept on developing stuff that didn't exist, and at the same time, the journey of the film was not unlike the journey of the character in the film. It was a process filled with adversities. When something was working, then everything fell apart, and a bigger adversity would come, and then we start dealing with it, and it kept going until the very last moment. So that's the reason why. When you start hearing the applause at the end of the screening in Toronto, it was like, wow, look at that. At the end, we touched ground.
Yeah, exactly. As you say, it took a long time. It was a long process, especially let's talk about the casting, because there were other people who were involved or talked about before. But ultimately, you ended up going with George Clooney and Sandra Bullock. Sandra is just so outstanding in this. I mean, what you probably put her through was insane, as we know. But why ultimately Sandra? Why was she the right person?
I met with Sandra, and we have a long conversation. She had read the screenplay. And she didn't talk for 1 second about space or technology. Everything was about the theme and the emotional journey of the character. And she had this amazing insight and an amazing wisdom about all the thematic elements of the film. So I left that meeting saying, wow, she has to do this film. The problem is that she had expressed that she didn't want to work for a while. And so there was a little bit of anxiety for a couple of days until we got the call saying that she was interested.
What surprised you about her once you started to work with her?
The amazing, because I was clear that the insight of her insights because of that conversation, but that didn't prepare me to know about the amazing discipline that she has and the amazing precision. It's almost math, how she started prepping for the role 5 months in advance, working out, and then rehearsing every single beat in terms of, not emotionally, but just the choreographies, like a dancer, making sure, because it was technologically so demanding that she wanted to kind of make all the technical aspect like second nature. So when we were rolling camera, everything was just about pure performance and emotion.
Was it really, how important was it for you in your preparation for this to talk to NASA, to talk to astronauts, to make sure it was as realistic as you, I mean, it's a movie, we get it, but as you possibly could?
No, I mean, I'm a moron, and those guys are very smart. So you need people to tell you, well, nah, that wouldn't work like that. And it was really fundamental. I mean, in an early stage of the screenplay, then we modeled things because we realized that the scenario that we had proposed was very, very unrealistic. And by the way, the film is not a documentary, so we take a lot of freedoms, but we wanted to be something that at least made a little bit more of sense. What we were very rigorous was about the physics in microgravity and no resistance, meaning how the characters float in space and how that interaction with things bouncing and pulling each other. And that took a lot of work.
Yeah, you put your actors through quite a bit, and you put them in these boxes, and had them, claustrophobic, the whole thing. But I have to ask you, did you try the vomit comet?
Yes, I did, and it's amazing. It's really spectacular. I love it. I wanted to do. The thing is, we couldn't use it because you're constrained to the space of an airplane, and also constrained to 15 to 20 seconds in each take, and we have very long continuous takes. And we have the constant presence of the sun as an element, So the plane wouldn't give us enough space to put all the equipment and stuff.
So after this, you think you'd want to go to space in real life?
Hey, if Toronto sponsors me to go to space, I'll be there any second.
We'll talk